All right, hi everybody. This video is a targeted look at a very important Excel tool. It's in the title, Vlookup. It's sort of the gateway drug into organizing like massive amounts of data. IndexLookup, Hlookup, there's great tutorials out there. I'm gonna do V right here. Like I said, it's sort of the initial way. So what I got here, one of my students wanted to do a project on rheumatoid arthritis. We found a data set on genetic or gene expression omnibus, GEO, GSMs, as I'm going through right here. These are patients. As you can tell, there's lots of good patient profiles, whether there was inflammation, non-inflammation, what site the RA was at, female, male right here, a bunch of other stuff, like what GSE study they were from. Cool. All right, but we've got RNA expression data that we got to stitch in here. Here's what I've got down here. Here's all these patients and all their info's above right here, all the GSMs, okay? Here is all the RNA normalized expression data. Looks pretty cool, right? It is. It's a big gold mine is what it is. Now here's the problem though. ID ref is another way of saying, what's the gene? These are ugly little identifiers of genes. We want the nice looking gene name. We've got them over here. Think of this as our Rosetta Stone. I've got IDs, got gene symbols. I've even got like a secondary ID right here and sort of the title of what the entire gene does. By hand, if I wanted to find each one of these identifiers and stitch them into each of these, that'd take the better part of the century. We're not going to do that. I'm going to make some room to the left. So I'm doing a right click on the columns and doing I to insert. Not bad. We're going to make some room over here. I want this data set right here. I'm going to copy this over here. I'll place it in there. It's getting a little ugly right there with that amount of words. Let's cut them off like that. So I just did a shift right there. All right. This ID ref is fine, but I need the actual gene name if I want to do anything with these data. I'm going to find that gene name. First thing though, here, I'm actually going to make sure that this is right there. And then I do want this gene title. I think that's actually going to help. It kind of gives you a better picture of what the gene's doing. Oops, sorry. Not technically a description, I'll just call it title though. Now to stitch all of these in would be crazy. I could like sort this ABC and like try and move it over, but you're never sure, right? You got to be sure when you do that. Next, I'm going to say, go for VLOOKUP right here. Double click and be careful because this is a pretty sensitive little equation. I want to find that value in blue, comma. I want to find it in this data set. And specifically, I need to find it in the first column, the leftmost column in this data set. Notice that what I just did is red. My search bar, it is completely this table, right? That's going to allow it so that when I move down and up, it's always going to stay in those columns, okay? For now, let's do that. Now I want the gene name. The gene name is actually in the second column of this mega red table. So I want 2 for second column. Last little bit, false. You want an exact match here. Enter. Look at that. We're going to populate some gene names here, okay? And I'll do a quick little drag down right there. There they are. There's the real life genes right there. Now, I want gene title as well. It's a bit of a shortcut. I'm not going to do the whole the dollar signs to stick things. You know what I'm totally gonna. All right, control, hold, copy. Notice how, unfortunately, look at that. I like moved my stuff over. I can just move it back, the red. If you're working with someone small like this, that's okay. And see, watch now if I hit, and I also say I need to adjust the column that I want. I want the third column right now that has the title. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, I know. This was my extra little like fun thing that I was going to do. Ooh, it's angry. Oh, sorry. My blue, what I'm looking for. Now I got to shift that over. Sorry about that. Yeah, it kind of got hidden under there. So if I wanted to, though, what I can do to make sure that this sticks right here. So like this, this red right here, you can put $ right there and $. And then if I want to make sure that this blue target never goes over to the left or right, but it can go down as I go down, make sure that you stick it to this column right here. I have to see, so that's column G right there. You can kind of sticky it right there by saying it's always going to be in G. So now if I do this and I say I'm going to copy over here, perfect. Now I will have to say, in this case, you're going to have to say I want a different column index on this one. I want 3 for that big title right there. We're going to go down. Okay, there we go. So this is how you can get this all set up. One thing I'm going to do to like obviously ease the drag down of 40,000 is the quick copy these equations, control all the way down. And that's actually the end of the matrix right there. So you wouldn't actually do that one. Copy these ones. Looking all right. All right. Now you'll notice not every ID is always going to have a nice little gene name to it, but it's going to find most of these. And these are about 40,000 reference IDs. RNA-seq typically has like 2 little pieces. We just use the first one. And in this case, the next thing you're going to want to do, I want this data to just stay. I don't want it to be an equation anymore. See how if I click that, it's still a Vlookup equation. Highlight a few, Control Shift down, Control Copy, get me back to where I just started. Right click, paste as values. Perfect. I can get rid of this data. I don't want to scooch things out here. Now what I can do is I can highlight everybody in this set. Say, hey, I want to order this on my gene name. I'm gonna order on those gene names. Oh no, the poor Excel conversion genes, poor guys. So now I got a bunch of genes. We still have our IDs right here. Notice these horrible numbers right here. I got a gene title for everything. It's not bad. Vlookup is your initial way to really ease your way into like data sorting and like mashing together and integrating. You would do something like Hlookup. So if you didn't want to do the columns and you want to do rows instead, like for example, for our patients right here for something, you would do an HLookup and then IndexLookup, you can control a lot easier. There's some great tutorials out there, but I just wanted to do the one on Vlookup to make sure we're looking good. All right, I'm gonna save this data set, Control S, and we should be all set. Thanks again for watching.